So good morning students. In our previous class I explained about you physical properties of metals and non-metal children like sonority, lustrous, malleability, ductility and electrical conductivity. So these are the physical properties I have explained you in the previous class. And in this class I am going to explain about chemical properties. Chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. The first chemical property I would like to explain you reaction with oxygen. Reaction with the oxygen. First chemical property reaction with the oxygen. So to show this test, first of all we need samples. Collect two samples of magnesium and sulfur. So one is metal, the second one is non-metals. And also for example children here I need magnesium, sulfur, spirit lamp and litmus papers children. Litmus papers. These are the materials required to show the reaction with oxygen children. Let us see. Take a small strip of magnesium and note its appearance. First you take a small strip of magnesium and note its appearance, then burn it and note down the appearance after burning. Okay, note down the appearance after burning. And children, next you take a small quantity of powdered sulfur. Take small quantity of powdered sulfur in a deflagrating spoon and eat it on a spirit lamp. You can make your own spoon using a metal bottle cap and wrapping a wire around it. Now children, you know very well two procedures I explained just now. Now collect the ash of magnesium in a test tube and add some distilled water to it and test the solution with red litmus paper. Note the color changes in the table 7. For example children, now as soon as sulfur starts burning, introduce the spoon into a jar, a gas jar or tumbler. Cover the tumbler with a lid to ensure that the gas should not escape from it. Now remove the spoon after some time, but try to keep the jar covered. Now add a small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid and shake the tumbler well. Check the solution with red and blue litmus papers. Record the changes in table. Children, suppose when magnesium burns in the presence of oxygen, produces magnesium oxide. 2 Mg plus O2, 2 Mg. This is called white color ash. White ash. And this is of course magnesium and plus oxygen goes to magnesium oxide. It is a white color. Now sulfur plus oxygen gives us to what children? Sulfur dioxide. So it is a gas. It is a colorless gas. So colorless gas is formed. Now already know that. Now take magnesium oxide, that is the ash. Take a magnesium oxide, that is the ash, and now you can add some quantity of water to it, and then it produces magnesium hydroxide. 2 MgO plus H2O gives us to magnesium hydroxide. MgO is taken twice. Now take sulfur dioxide plus water gives us to H2SO3, sulfurous acid. Now you can test the both solutions which are formed here, magnesium hydroxide and sulfurous acid, with the help of a litmus paper children. So when you test the magnesium hydroxide with red color litmus paper, it turns into blue color. When you test the sulfurous acid with blue color, litmus paper turns into red color. So this shows that, so all the products in the above reaction, that is are oxides, because but they are same in nature, they are not same in nature. The oxide of magnesium turns red litmus to blue, and the oxide of sulfur turns blue litmus to red. So from this knowledge we can say that the magnesium oxide is basic in nature and the sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature. And also, if you test with the help of a litmus paper, we come to know that the nature of the solutions which are formed here, magnesium hydroxide and sulfurous acid. So my dear children, you know very well, now magnesium hydroxide is basic in nature and sulfurous acid is a acidic in nature. So like this, we can test magnesium sulfur. Before reaction, their appearance is silver white sheet, and before reaction sulfur appearance like a yellow powder, and after reaction the magnesium after reaction turns into white ash, and sulfur after reaction turns into colorless gas, and the turns blue, especially magnesium oxide turns into red color to blue litmus paper, at the same time sulfur dioxide turns into blue color to red color. So this shows that when acids react with when magnesium oxide react with the water, produce magnesium dioxide, which is basic in nature. When sulfur dioxide react with water, produces sulfurous acid, which is an acidic in nature, children. So let us see the second activity, that is, you know very well, children, you know, reaction of acids. Reaction of acid, children. Reaction of acids. So reaction of acid, children, for example, say when the acids react with metals, children. When the acids react with metals, for example, say second one is reaction with acids. Reaction with acid. Second one, reaction with acids. Children, here, for example, see, collect some of the samples like zinc, copper, sulfur, aluminium, carbon, magnesium, iron, etc. Children. Now take the samples in a separate test tubes and add 5 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to each of the test tube with the help of a dropper. Now observe the reactions. Observe the reactions. If you find no reaction, then heat the test tube gently. If you still see no reaction, add drops of 5 ml of 5 drops of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Now bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube and observe what happens. Whenever you bring burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube, the burning matchstick put up with a tough sound, and this sound indicates that presence of hydrogen. This sound indicates presence of hydrogen. So children, definitely that indicates what? The sound indicates the presence of hydrogen, and of course you find some of the metals react with dilute hydrochloric acid, liberating hydrogen, but non-metals usually do not react with the metals or acids. Non-metals do not react with the acid, children. So now repeat this experiment with sulfuric acid and record your observations. For example, children, if you see, for example, zinc is a metal. When zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid, gives rise to zinc chloride plus hydrogen H2. So this hydrogen, we can test it with, if you bring the burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube, the burning matchstick put off with a tough sound indicating that the presence of hydrogen, children. Or else you can take any metal, magnesium plus HCl gives rise to MgCl2 plus hydrogen. So by this we can conclude that when metals react with acids, they produce hydrogen gas. At the same time, you take one more acid, for example, see magnesium plus H2 sulfuric acid. So MgSO4 plus H2. So this also, whatever the metal you take and whatever the acid you can take, metals when react with acids, they produce salt and hydrogen gas. So this hydrogen gas, we can test it whether the gas coming out from the test tube is hydrogen or not by bringing a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube. Then the hydrogen gas, it indicates the burning matchstick will put up with cup sound, indicating the presence of hydrogen gas. So by this, what we can understand, children, generalized statement we can give: when acid react with metals, they produce hydrogen gas. But generally, non-metals do not react with the acids. Non-metals do not react with the acids. Okay, children, understand? Metals react with the acids, they produce hydrogen gas. But non-metals do not react with the acids. Okay. Now let us discuss about uses of metals and non-metals. First of all, use of non-metals. Generally, children, for example, if observed here, sulfur, carbon, iodine, these are the non-metals. Sulfur is used in making fireworks, crackers, gunpowder, matchsticks, and antiseptic ointments. It is found in onions, garlic, eggs, hair and nail, children. And activated carbon is used. Activated carbon is used especially decolorizing agent and also in water purification systems. And tincture of iodine is used in medical purpose. And of course, if you see the use of metals, children, you know very well. Have you ever noticed the thin silver foil decorated on sweets and thin aluminum foil in inner packing of food materials and toffees? Aluminium and copper mixture is used in currency coins. Metals and statues used in currency coins. Metals and statues, zinc and iron mixtures used in making of iron sheets. Most of the agricultural instruments are made up of by iron. Electrical appliances, automobiles, satellites, aeroplanes, cooking utensils, machinery, decorative materials made by metals. So due to their malleability, ductility, children. So these are the use of metals and non-metals. I think everybody understood this video. Hope you understand and watch this video and prepare your question answers yourself in a notebook and or write in your homework and send to my WhatsApp number. Thank you and have a nice day.